Yes, Your Lordship, that is all regarding that part, Your Lordship. Your Lordship, there is an application I would like to make, Your Lordship. May the court Your Lordship, upon the arrest of the respondents, Your Lordship. Upon their arrest, Your Lordship, some certain exhibits, Your Lordship, were seized from the respondent, Your Lordship.
Hello, Mzansi. So the two accused, Siyabonga Ndimande and Malusi Ndimande, two brothers, appeared in the Royal Kingdom of Eswatini court today, and their case has been postponed to the 12th of March, 2024. The reason for the postponement is there's a couple of things that are still missing that have not yet been filed within the court, so therefore making it difficult to proceed, as the defense lawyer, so the lawyer for the two brothers, has not had a chance to read the comprehensive application because it has not been filed. So the judge has granted the postponement with regards to that. Hey, the full application hasn't been received. So I guess we'll see another press conference from Begicele and Mkwananzi explaining why that hasn't been done. And also, unfortunately, it looks like Begicele will not be sending a private jet over to pick up the two brothers today. And due to this postponement, obviously it means it postpones as well the South African case, because the other case cannot, well, not the other case, the same case in South Africa cannot proceed without these two, because they also need to respond to these charges in South Africa before they start moving into the bail hearings for all 7 applicants. I hope that makes sense and clarifies. I hope I didn't confuse anyone. But of interest within this hearing today is the cell phones that were seized at the time of their arrest. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is the beginning of what is going to appear to be a long extradition. I do not think this extradition is going to go as swiftly as we anticipated, because as you can see, our learned colleague over there for the state of Eswatini was not quite prepared already, but we'll allow him some grace because he is the guy who's going to be facilitating these two brothers being transported back into South Africa. But let's go right back to, and I'll continue the video with, you will see why there was kind of that confusion in court with our learned colleagues from Eswatini representing the state. He was waiting for the packages containing the cell phones that were confiscated. Is that the word I want to use? No. The cell phones that were detained? No. What word can I use? The cell phones that were captured. Okay, the cell phones that were seized. So the cell phones that were seized at the time of the arrest. So the two brothers had 4 cell phones in their possession, and they list and describe the cell phones for the record, and they're admitted into the record. But the defense lawyers for the two brothers, so the lawyer for the two brothers, the attorney for the two brothers goes on to say that that there's a problem with the cell phones being admitted into record, because where is the affidavit that was filed? There is no affidavit that has been filed acknowledging these cell phones. So how do we know that these cell phones should be admissible? So that is the issue that is currently at hand. So they have to be served. So the state has to provide that affidavit to the defense lawyer. So that's going to be interesting. Is that the first kind of decoy in this case, where these cell phones will become inadmissible? And as you know, in 2024, cell phones being admissible is a very critical piece of evidence to a case, because a lot can happen in those cell phones. Because, for example, who was attending the parties with these brothers, who was calling these brothers, where is the money coming from with these brothers? Those cell phones are going to tell a lot of stories, and there's 4 of them, which means that's a lot of detail to analyze. So hopefully these cell phones will be admissible, and they can find that affidavit, so that, everything goes smoothly during this extradition. Because if there is no affidavit, then those cell phones are being held illegally. Is the law not a very interesting piece of information? So keep that in mind as well, in case you're ever arrested, that you know your rights when it comes to your cell phone. Are they completing an affidavit to take possession of your cell phone? And if they're not, just remember to mention that to your lawyer, that, hey, they don't have an affidavit for my cell phone. I'm gonna need my cell phone back. And it cannot, imagine if these cell phones become inadmissible. That is a lot of crucial evidence that will be left out of court. And one thing about court proceedings, everything is all in the details. So Mzansi, your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget, I absolutely love it when you like this video. So go ahead, take a moment right now to like this video before we continue with the rest of this video.
4 cell phones were confiscated from them, Your Lordship. 1 black Nokia cell phone, Your Lordship. Gray Samsung F13, Your Lordship.
Samsung F13 gray mbala.
A navy blue stroke black. I don't know this name. It's Huawei. And the 4th one is Vivo Y21 cell phone, Your Lordship. Possession, Your Lordship, while the matter is pending, Your Lordship. Unless my learned friend is telling the court that during the intervening period, these items will be lawfully in the custody of the police. Because if we don't get the order today, the items will be not in lawful possession of the police. Because that's why we are here. It's an urgent matter. The issue of detention cannot be deferred, Your Lordship, in any event. Because the law says once the item has been seized from an accused, it must be brought before a judicial officer for detention to avoid unlawful being in possession of the police, Your Lordship. So we will suffer a great prejudice, Your Lordship, because the technical issue will be raised thereafter, Your Lordship. He himself will somersault for us as the court process, Your Lordship.
So,
I don't think I've ever seen such happy people to be in the docks. Look at the 2 brothers. They are looking quite excited. Maybe they're feeling the celebrity with all the cameras pointed at them. Or is it that, they have absolutely no knowledge of where they are or what's happening? Either one, comment below. What are your thoughts on their demeanor in court? Is this part of the court decorum? They went from absolutely only showing us their bald heads to now just smiling and, chitter chatter in the courthouse. But one thing I want to mention before we leave, the brother in the black hoodie sweater over there, he does kind of we're going to say allegedly here, he does resemble the guy who pulled the trigger on AKA and resulted in AKA instantly falling to the ground. and the end of his life. What are your thoughts? Is this the shooter, ladies and gentlemen? Because if we compare the demeanor with those in the South African court, the 5 suspects, those guys are angry. They are upset. They want nothing to do with being there. These 2 are like, well, we're in Eswatini. It's going to be a minute before we're actually brought into South African court. That's it from us today. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We absolutely love it. I'll catch you in the comments where I enjoy reading your feedback. Thanks for watching.